Oh, Misty. HBR at the Crossroads. What's up, Misty? Chicago West, I see you. Good evening. I know I'm looking a little rough. I ain't gonna lie. I've been stressed out. Hey, but I want to tell y'all something, man. For real. I literally could feel through the screen, through the live, and Misty could tell y'all, she could testify. I could feel y'all telling me, you need to leave this girl alone. I could feel y'all literally saying, Ryan, this one ain't the one for you. So if y'all see Victoria in the chat, kick her out for good. Misty, what's up, man? Look, I'm Misty. Misty, I'm right there with you, man. Look, for 3 months, I put Bloodhound on hold and dedicated everything to her. I didn't even make content. I didn't record music. I didn't write music. I didn't leave her house. You can't do this and have a girlfriend, because the girlfriend or the music requires 100% of your attention. You can't do both. At least I can't. So I put my music on hold to be with her. And now I found out today, because I FaceTimed him and talked to him like a man, she done found another guy and done moved him into her house. And we've only been broken up a week and a half. So, and then they go, y'all know Ray. Y'all know Ray. What's up? Yeah, Corn's in the chat. What's up, Mud Puppy? What's up, Swift? Hope all is well. Man, it's been rough. Like, I feel you, Misty. It's been a rough time. I've been so stressed, and not really because of a breakup, but I broke up with this girl a week ago. I left, and I also got my heart broke by my ex-wife, which actually hurt worse. So I've been dealing with not only 2 heartbreaks, but then my coworkers going through a divorce. My sister's going through a divorce. My homeboy's fixing to be going through a divorce. And it's like they all come to me and they told me their problems. And it's like there's so many people out there with relationship problems. And I remember a time where I was content dying alone, because you can't put a price on peace. And that's why I left this girl. I swear, if y'all see Victoria in the chat, block her for good. I left this girl because most of y'all know the way I was raised. I was raised in a very violent environment. I thought that everybody's daddy hit their mama. I thought, everybody's table got flipped over. I thought everybody's ashtrays got broke. Because I was growing up, that was my environment, that was my reality, and I had to adapt to it. It wasn't until I got married to my ex-wife and seen her family and realized that a normal family don't argue. They didn't argue at all. They didn't argue so much to the point it bothered me. Like, they never argued. The daughter, the daddy, the mother, the grandpa, the grandma, they never argued amongst each other. And it bothered me. And I was like, you know, is this fake? You know? And my ex-wife had to explain to me, this is a normal family. A normal family doesn't have the police come and arrest you for domestic violence once a week. You know what I'm saying? That's a normal family. And I had to deal with childhood trauma, PTSD behind this. But because I thought this is just how everybody lived, and it wasn't until I met her and her family, I realized this is not the way to live life. So if I'm dating a female, and I've been with you for a couple months, and we get in our first argument, and you're punching walls, and you're kicking doors, and you're slamming stuff, I can't do it, because I'll show you real violence. When if I say don't slam another, if you slam one more door, I'm knocking every door down in this whole house. I mean it. And I cannot and I refuse to be that way, especially in front of my children. So I did the manly thing. I took my kids and left, and they never looked back. And come to find out, they went to Ray's house. She shows up at Ray's house with another dude already a week later, and then tells Ray, hey, don't tell Bloodhound. Don't tell Bloodhound. Man, do you know how close me and Ray are? I mean, that's like telling the vice president, don't tell the president something. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, because there's a lot of stuff I shouldn't put on the internet or whatever. But I do want to put on the internet the message of Bloodhound. And this is the message of Bloodhound right here. It doesn't matter how much you love the person or how much they love you. If there's violence in the home to the point to where the police have to be called, if domestic violence is happening, leave. For the sake of the children, leave. Because y'all heard it in my song, Mama and Daddy never really got along. Wasn't no liquor allowed in the home. Like, straight up, that's real ass shit. The police pulled up to our home, he cut himself down to the bone, and then took the blood and put on his face like war paint. I seen that growing up. I seen men get stabbed in the front yard 30-something times in a row at 6 years old. I seen this, you know? And so it's like, I refuse to raise my children in that type of environment. And that would be the message that I would have right now. Other than, if anybody's near Pulaski, Tennessee, Saturday, I'm going to be in Pulaski, Tennessee. You got to go follow me on Instagram and look at my Instagram story to see the flyer to get the spot of the venue. But it's going to be me, Elmer Brown's going to be there, Haystack's going to be there, Big Smo's going to be there. And so TJ Holmes is putting it on. And there's going to be a whole lot of other rappers that nobody's ever heard of. And that's okay. You got to start somewhere. And it's going to be a blast. Lil White's DJ is DJing the event. It's for a good cause. And so, am I muted? Man, HBR at the Crossroads, God put you through that for a reason, bro. You exactly right. And I know the reason. I know the reason. And I'm not going to, air all my business out on social media. But I know the reason. And then sometimes it's like, to me, sometimes when you ask God for answers, he gives you the answer that you don't want to hear because it's the truth. And whether you like it or not, you have to endure. You have to endure. Like when I was told that I had to get off Suboxone now. And I knew, and I've said this 1,000 times. Y'all already know. I said this 1,000 times. People would message me, and I'm very grateful for that. And they would say, oh, give it to God. He'll take the withdrawal away from you. Give it to Jesus. He'll take the withdrawal away from you. And I'm telling you, that is not. I remember sitting in church on the front pew, detoxing, and that is not what God told me. God said, you're going through this. And now looking back at all the people that it touched and the lives that it changed, I realize now, if he hadn't have made me go through that, none of that would have happened. If he hadn't have made, you can only be tested in the fire if you're put in the fire. You know, a lot of time, you can't ask God for a light load. You got to ask him for a strong back. And the only way to get a strong back is when there's more burden put on you. But you get strength. You get strong. You get wise. You understand that, hey, when people are punching walls and slamming doors and kicking air conditioning units out the window, I promise you it's time for me to go. Because there's nothing you can do in this house that I haven't seen before. And I promise you, I don't have a desire of seeing any of that again. I'm not raising my, do you know how fucked up that made me as a child? You know, to see your mama's nose get broke, her arm get broke, get choked to death, hit with an ashtray, head butted in the head. I could go on and on. To see this, you know, and you're a little boy and there's nothing you can do. You can't protect your mama. You know what I'm saying? You can't, and the police back then was different, because back in the 90s when the police was called, they would show up on a domestic violence situation and they would be like, hey, y'all need to calm down. Somebody needs to leave for the night. Y'all need to separate. Not anymore. They take domestic violence very seriously in the state of Mississippi. So now when they're called for domestic violence, both parties go to jail. And it's a possibility that CPS gets the children. That's in a domestic violent call now. And it doesn't matter if you're the innocent victim or if you were protecting yourself. If you have one mark on you or you knocked a picture off the wall, both people are going to be arrested for domestic violence in the state of Mississippi. And so I just had to get out. My mom's in a better place. Yeah, I imagine that was hard, burying your mama. I had to bury a daddy. I just had to bury my grandfather who raised me December of last year. This is his dog chain right here. You never get over it. It's a lie. The pain is always there, because when they die, they take a piece of you with them that you never get back. And a lot of people what's up, Ada? A lot of people won't tell you that, but I'll tell you that. I remember when my stepdad was fighting my mom, I was 13. Yeah, you never forget that. I jumped in, he choked me out. See, you're 13. What you supposed to do, you know? I mean, are you dating anyone? No, not anymore. She passed away to bone marrow cancer. I hate that. Man, I hate to hear that. Cancer, I hate cancer. You know, every Tuesday or Thursday, these people come through and they drop food off to my grandma, and it's pre-made meals. All she has to do is, throw them in a damn microwave. If this government shutdown and the food stamps being shut down is going to get out of control, I'm fixing to take 4 or 5 boxes down to the hood, Red Ball Gables or whatever, and just hand them out and give those people food the best I can, because we got so much of it. Anyway, what I'm getting at is the food is fake. And all that fake food gives you cancer. So these people that are eating this fake food, TV dinners, you can buy them off the shelf, pre-frozen packaged food. The chemicals they use to preserve that food gives you cancer. It is most definitely a carcinogen. If it's not grown out of the ground, I wouldn't even trust it. But, we gotta... No homo, but you looking good, bro. I appreciate it, bro. With the corners in the chat. I fought cancer all 23 points. It's a sneak. Did you, Adam? I hope it's in remission, bro. Man, God knows what. Shut the door. Go. Go take those school shoes off and put them by the door before they get ruined. Shut the door. Don't bring them out here to me, man. You know where to put them. Shut the door. All the way. Thank you. Sometimes being a single father, you need a break. And they to the age now to where they can fend for themselves inside. But yeah, I believe it was a fight. And your tonsils, I hate to hear that. I have a dad either. He passed away. He don't have a dad. He passed away with stomach cancer. That was painful. What's up? The truth will set you free. Damn, you made me get up and shut the door. Why I shut? My bad. I did the same with my boys. Them shoes ain't cheap. Out on your crappy shoes. Yeah, shoes ain't cheap. Thank God the ex-wife come through this past weekend and bought them all brand new shoes. I guess he got a new hot rod. I think I showed y'all the other day. But at 16, I was like 5'10". If I started to train jiu-jitsu, I'd choke him out with a leg lock. Choke him out with a leg lock? You mean tapped him out with a leg lock? Did you meet me when you was going through? Oh, I didn't know that, Adam. I didn't know that. Yes, Misty, they poison you with cancer. Absolutely. This pesticides that they spray on the produce that we buy at the grocery store, that can't be good for you. Hope everyone's having a great night. From Horse Cave, Kentucky. What's up, Robert? Yeah, Adam, is it in remission now? They burn.
Yeah, Mimi said Leo has to go in the shower and then he won't. No, she said Nico to go in the shower.
Okay, I'm going to solve this right now. Get in the shower. And shut the door. Don't slam it. You just slam it. It is what it is. Yes, Misty, exactly. Exactly. All the microplastic in the food chain. What's up, Dylan? Chilling like a villain. Well, Adam, bro, we'll be thinking about you and praying about you. We've seen a miracle before when a young man broke his neck in Germany. The next day, his spine grew. Yeah. Right. Adam, you're here. That's, you're here. That's what matters, bro. Oh, really? That's tough. With everything that I've been going through, and I've been going through, I hadn't cared to get a haircut. I hadn't cared. I've just been going through it, man. There's just so much, man. There's so much. I'm ready to leave this house and get a house for me and my children. But the truth is, my grandmother cannot afford this house by herself, so she needs me here to help out with the utilities, land taxes, repairs, and everything. But at the same time, I want me and my boys to have our own place. But at the same time, I'm never going to allow this property to be lost. This is going to be in our family forever, because I want our grandkids to always have some place to go. I don't never ever want none of them to be homeless, because my grandfather, when he built this house, that was his plan. Anybody in the family that ever needed a place to stay, they can come stay. And there's been so many people, my niece, my daughter, my sister, me, my baby mama, my mama. There's been so many people that's had to move in this house throughout the period of life. When life doesn't go no way and you ain't got nowhere to go, you can always come here to this house. But I can't go get my own place and give my boys their own room, move on with my life, and afford to keep this place. And so, and plus, you know, one of the biggest fears that Bloodhound has, believe it or not, is being alone at an older age, being lonely. I will die alone. I was content with dying alone. So I can only imagine what that feels like if we leave this house and my grandmother is here by herself. My grandmother and mother are here by themselves. After they're used to seeing their grandchildren every day get off the school bus here, now there would be a void here in this house, you know. So, but a decision has to be made regardless. It is what it is. And so, you know, we're going to see what the future holds. I really feel like we need to leave. But I don't want to lose this place. That was not even funny. When did you escape the Amish community? When did you escape the LGBTQ community? Do they know you escaped? Thank you, Robert. That meant a lot. I think your kid's going to be famous, though. I definitely going to be making money. No, I don't. No, I don't want my kids to be famous. I don't want my kids to be famous. By no means. I honestly don't know why anybody would want to be famous. I really don't know. But when they made Jelly Roll famous, they couldn't have picked a better person. You know what I'm saying? I was able to do a song with him. I was grateful for that. But he's got a big, he really is who he is on camera. He's got a really big heart. He hadn't always had a big heart. No, back when he was Jason in Antioch, Tennessee. Back when he was telling his P.O. he was hanging drywall. You know what I'm saying? He had dreads. Y'all didn't know that about Jelly Roll. Did y'all know that about Jelly Roll? He had dreads at one time. Ugly ass. So, Saturday I'll be at Pulaski, Tennessee to perform. I don't know the name of the venue. Download Instagram and follow me and look at my story. The flyer is on the story. Me, Haystack, Big Smo, Elmer Brown, a whole bunch of other up-and-coming artists. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good show, especially when they give me the microphone. It's just a fact. Yeah. Jelly had braids and Struggle had braids. I remember when Struggle was fat. I met Struggle right down the road right here. Matter of fact, the same spot where Hosier had his show, the racetrack, that's where I met Struggle. And he wasn't going by Struggle Jennings at that time. He was going by Struggle. And he had a song out when I was young. They told me Struggle, one of Struggle's first rap songs was, it went like, when I was young, they told me chase the Fetty. I grew up, my mama told me ramen noodles and ketchup. They called that spaghetti. Like, that was one of his, he was out here at the racetrack handing out CDs with Lex Luger. And I was able to get into a video with him then. Ain't no telling where that video is now. Worm was there. He was still alive. Ricky Momac. This was so long ago. Worm wasn't fat. He was skinny. Nashville was there. This was so long ago. He didn't go by Nashville. He went by Nashville Ill. Swear to God. Swear to God. This, I'm lying. I'm dying. And so I met. That's when I met. They seen me blow my car up. Blew my car up in the blowout competition. And so that's when I met Struggle, Jelly, Lex Luger, Nashville, and Worm. And the next day we were supposed to meet up. They wanted a pound of weed. And so we lined everything up, but it never happened for some reason. I just told him. What kind of car was it? It was a 1985 Buick Regal with 150 spoke Dayton knockoffs with a crate 350 with an Edelbrock 440 quadrijet volume plate, Holley high performance fuel pump, clutch fan, peg leg rear end with Flowmasters and wrapped headers with an AC Delco high performance distributor. I mean, my two-pot car was fast. But the problem is with a clutch fan, when you sitting there in one position doing a burnout and you're not going down the road and the wind is not hitting the radiator, you'll blow a head gasket. And so that's what I did. I blew it up right in front of them too. And my homeboy come out there. This man it wouldn't crank for nothing. It was smoking and everything. This man come out there and grabbed the side mechanism on the carburetor and did something to it. And he said, "Now I want you to push I want you to push the gas all the way to the floorboard and turn it over and don't stop." I'm like, "It ain't gonna crank. It's got a blown head gasket. Just trust me." I put the gas all the way to the ground. I turned the Regal over. It went over. The motherfucker cranked up. Boom! It was missing real bad. But I drove it with a blown head gasket for 2 more days. That's how strong them crate motors are. That was American. That used to be, now you get engines, it's aluminum heads. But I drove that car for 2 more days with a blown head gasket. And then come the 3rd or 4th motor, we put 4 motors in that Regal. And just swapped the parts out, high performance, everything that we could, you know. And had a PlayStation. Back then it was PlayStation 2, so we had a PlayStation 2 on the dash with a flat screen, a system, tweeters, box built for the trunk, everything. All of it got stolen one night though when I was at the hospital. I had gotten hit in the head with brass knuckles, so they had to glue my ear back on. While the car was sitting in the parking lot of the hospital, I know who did it, ripped the TV off, ripped the PlayStation out the glove compartment, and just stole everything out the car. But it was an 85 Regal, bro. Shoot a shotgun like you have one. Shh, I don't have no shotgun. Shh. How's your trip going, Chicago? Chicago, you on a trip? Crashed the car and broke my nose. I don't even want to be on. No, you didn't. You for real crashed the car for real? Did Chicago crash? Misty, what's going on, man? Well, I'm glad you're okay, Chicago. I'm glad you're doing good. He said, "I've been in Chicago 34 years. If you here, get the fuck out." A few years back, I'm okay. Baker Mayfield. Why does that sound familiar? Jesus loves you. I know that. Adam want to pull some Dukes of Hazzard shit. Hold on, wait a minute. This man said, "I've been in Chicago for 34 years. If you here, get the fuck out." That reminds me of that dude, that comedian guy on Facebook. If y'all hadn't seen him, he's from Jackson, Mississippi, but he moved to Florida. And he said, Jackson, Mississippi is a good place to be from. Jackson, Mississippi is a good place to be from. It used to be a really nice place, but now it's just they killing each other like left and right. And I guess it's the same. Chicago is a good place to be from, you know, but don't stay there. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's the culture. I don't know. I'm just saying, man. Uh-oh, here we go. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Are you circumcised? No offense. No offense. I'm going to be proper when I say this. Our policy here at Bloodhound Nation is we don't entertain homosexual behavior. Sorry. Is it a full moon? It is a full moon, ain't it? I seen it earlier. It's a full moon. Hey, word from... Alright, the phone finna die. Misty, is it that bad, Misty? Damn. Hey. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble or nothing. But, Ryan, it's scary. They arrested, according to Joe Rogan, when he had Elon Musk on his podcast 2 or 3 days ago, they've arrested 12,000 people so far this year for posts on social media, for memes. That's more than Russia and China. We're talking about the UK. The UK arrests people. Freedom of speech and freedom of expression does not exist anymore in the UK. Period. And I think us in America need to start speaking up and calling them who they are. They're fucking communist. They are no longer the democracy that they turned into after the hierarchy. I understand they have a House of Lords, they house, a parliament, which is different. Their government set up a little bit different, but they've always had a decent version of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. They have a little spot over there in England called Speaker's Corner, where it's free reign, it's free speech, but yet you can't get on your phone. You can't get on your phone and say, when a low-down, rotten, camel-ass, shit-stinking Muslim rapes a child, it's wrong. They coming to get you. If I lived in England, I would be looking at prison time. Straight up. And that's what it's going to take. Hey, it might take that so many people speak up that they ain't got nowhere. The prison's so full they have nowhere to put. That might be what it takes. It's fucked up to see these people, these camel fuckers, come into England and change the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what tried to happen here in America and was happening here in America with all these young girls being raped, especially over there in California, New Mexico. I've been to Arizona. I've been to the southern border. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Sonora, Mexico. You can't motherfucking tell me a motherfucking thing about Mexico and the cartel and how we fucking need to keep Trump in there so not a motherfucker comes over that border. Because I'm telling you, they will cut you up in little pieces. Straight up. And it's like when it comes to England, it's just an influx of people trying to change the culture. And a lot of people probably don't care because it's like, oh, it's England. It's over there. It's not over here in America. But there's a famous saying, I don't know who said it, but it was during World War II. A man said, when they came for the socialists, I didn't say nothing because I wasn't a socialist. Then when they came for the communists, I didn't say nothing because I wasn't a communist. When they came for the Jews, I didn't say nothing because I wasn't a Jew. But then when they came for me, there was nobody left to speak up for me. So what's happening in England most definitely can happen over here. And the whole United States policy, the policy of war, when it comes to the United States, the policy according to the Department of War, it is better to fight them over there than it is over here. So if we're going to protect our freedom of speech, we need to start fighting in Britain. Trump needs to put sanctions on the UK. Trump needs to put sanctions on the UK like he did China until they shut their borders down and they get rid of this communist law about you can't have freedom of speech on social media, when literally it's like that's how social media makes money. It's just unbelievable. Everything that I just said, if I was in the UK, they would be coming and arresting me for tonight. And so I would say, fuck it, let them come. But it's easier said when I'm over here in America. So all I'm saying is us over here in America, we need to start speaking up for that bullshit in the UK. I might fuck around and write a song about it. I made number 10 on the playlist in the UK. Made number 10 playlist in the UK. So there might be a little bit of bloodhounds in there that I think we need to speak up for it, because you're right. England has fallen. England has fallen. And don't think for 1 second that ain't going to affect us, because you clearly don't understand global politics. And I'm going to say something else that might piss some people off. Do I agree with everything that Israel does now and in the past? Absolutely not. Israel has been so evil that God himself kicked them out that country. So I don't agree with everything that Israel does. However, we have to support Israel in that nation, in that region of the world, just like we have to support the United Kingdom. We have to support South Korea. We have to support Australia. We have to support Japan. This is what gives us our military capability to strike anybody in the world at any time. At any time. Because we have bases set up in all these countries. We're outside their waters with barricades of ships. The USS Gerald Ford and the whole fleet was just sent down to Venezuela. Do you understand what that fleet can take a country off the face of the earth? This nuclear capability with stealth fighters, and the Navy can become invisible. They could, the submarine that launches the nuclear weapons can literally be 15 miles off your coast and you wouldn't even know it. The United States has an invisible military. And so I feel like a lot of the technology that we get comes from Israel, because Israel, always being in a constant state of war, is always adapting and learning things. And that's why we share intelligence with Israel, because that's why we get like a drone, for instance. The last war that the United States fought in Afghanistan didn't have drones. Drones wasn't, there were drones, but they were spy drones. They wasn't attack drones. But now, Israel going into Gaza and Ukraine protecting itself from Russia with the help of the United States, since they share intelligence, now the United States has seen what drones are capable of doing on the battlefield. And so now the United States has went and mastered drones. We even have a submarine drone now. Every military piece of equipment, including the planes, the tanks, everything will soon have AI in it, artificial intelligence, everything. And All right, hey, look, I gotta go. I gotta go be a dad. I love each and every one of y'all, man. Thank you, man. I don't even know what we were talking about. I'll be in Pulaski, Tennessee, Saturday. I got a freestyle coming, and Practice What You Preach is fixing to be recorded.